was going to cry doing this, and she already got me started, and I had to write it all down, so I apologize. I was honored when she asked me to do this. I've never done anything like this before, and I'm excited to be here and appreciate all of you being here too. A little over 17 years ago, our family was blessed with an incredible gift when our son Grant was born. We were anxiously awaiting his arrival, but we had no idea that God was sending us an extra special little boy. When we were told that Grant had some issues at birth, my husband gracefully managed the whole situation while Grant and I were in two separate hospitals. His strength and immediate acceptance sustained me at that time. This is not something for which most parents are prepared. However, how many of us are truly prepared to be parents for the first time? No matter what the circumstances, you can't be prepared for every eventuality, and many of our expectations are not the reality. The reality was that our precious newborn was absolutely perfect, and he happened to have Down syndrome. I remember my first rational thought after this surprise was that we had to treat him as normally or typically as possible, and that we had to set high but reasonable expectations for Grant, for ourselves, and for all of those that would be involved in his life. And there were so many people that God placed in our path to help with this goal, in addition to the incredible support from family and community. For example, there was a wonderful nurse practitioner in the NICU where Grant spent the first week of his life. She happened to have a daughter with Down syndrome. I vividly recall that she said their lives were far more normal than not. She shared a lot with us, but those few words immediately helped to relieve some of the fear and anxiety that we were feeling. We needed to hear this at the time when the future seemed so unsure. Despite all of that, we have not always been able to treat Grant as normally or typically as possible, but only out of our protectiveness and a desire to take care of him. Yet it often seems that Grant was sent more to take care of us. Grant has an amazing gift of empathy, a perceptiveness that enables him to sense when others are in need and to comfort them. He'll pat your shoulder and ask, "You all right? You all right?" He also has the gift of a marvelous sense of humor, which I didn't know what to expect when he was born. That was not something I expected, and he is a clown. He loves to laugh, and he loves to make others laugh. And when he finds something that makes you laugh, he just hangs on to it. And he keeps going with it and going with it. He loves babies and he loves animals. He is also completely honest. When he gets tired of some of those things that he loves, he'll let you know. When he doesn't want to do something, he will let you know. When he's scared, and he gets scared, he has anxiety issues. When he gets scared, you know it. These are all just part of who Grant is. He isn't just a kid with Down syndrome. He is defined more by his abilities than his disabilities, just as every one of us should be, just as we all must be if we're to be truly equal and to be given the same opportunities to succeed and to feel that we are making a difference to others, that we are serving a purpose. We all need to feel that way. How can our special population be expected to feel any differently? Unfortunately, this exceptional group of people is often defined by labels. Whether it be the R word or some other label that only connotes negative images and feelings, our society uses labels to define people. People cannot be defined by these classifications. We are so complex, so much more than just one label, and no one likes being labeled. Labels limit us, they restrain us, they inhibit us. We all have our gifts and talents, our strengths, as well as our faults and downfalls. That is what makes us who we are. It makes us human. There are so many characteristics that make up the whole. Not one word, not one label can define us. Grant is a young man who is compassionate, empathetic, humorous, clever, smart, handsome, and he happens to have Down syndrome. It is simply a part of who he is. How do you define yourself? Certainly not with just one word. When the R word is used, it immediately intimates something negative. Immediately. There is not one positive association with the word. When we use that word to label or simply throw it about as an insult, we're hurting ourselves as well as those with special needs. How can we continue to bandy about a word that casts negativity and disparaging ideas on a section of our society that has far more abilities than disabilities, just as we all do? We have to stop looking at people with disabilities as simply that. We must see them as an exceptional group of people that have far more to teach us than we have to teach them. Far more to give than is required, far more to offer than to take. It is our responsibility as parents, as family members, as educators, as mentors, as friends, to help each other discover and use our abilities, our gifts, and our talents with which we have all been blessed. Our society today has come so far in accepting and helping our exceptional population. Just a generation ago, life was so different, so limited, in many cases only in existence and not a life. Yet we have much more to accomplish, many more goals to meet in order to improve the lives of these special people. It takes time, patience, understanding, commitment, and most importantly, a willingness to effect change. People like Emily Sirico and Josh Johnson are fighting the fight every day through education and community service. Families are fighting every day to see that their loved ones are treated fairly and have a fulfilling and meaningful life. The focus for this fight must be our abilities, not our disabilities. What we can do, not what we can't do. Ending the careless, insensitive use of a word that only serves to insult and degrade is one simple step in this continuing fight. One simple step towards all of us benefiting from what our loved ones, our families, our friends have to share and contribute.